Hey guys, how you doing? Chicago Lux Driver here. Um, I decided to make a video because I am fed up of every single person shit talking ride sharing. So I kind of want to give a little bit of a story of why I am going the opposite direction of what every other person is doing. I came from the top of my career as a senior network engineer going into ride sharing. And as you can see here, these are the 6 cars that I've had in the last year and a half. Um, Before I got into ride sharing, I had the Mustang. When I got into ride sharing, I started off with the Audi A7, and then I switched to the Subaru Ascent, brand new, and then I switched to a Ford Expedition, back to the Subaru Ascent, to the Audi Q7, wrapped in matte black, by the way, and now I'm currently in the Porsche Cayenne. And what's next for me? I only go up, so it's either gonna be a an Escalade or a Navigator, most likely least, so that I don't blow so much money. Anyways, a little bit about my backstory. That's the main point of this video. Um, I started off in tech, and worked my way up, and I learned very quickly. Just like in anything in life, if you want to prosper, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes. And you have to be able to do it. That's what's going to separate you from all the other people. This same concept applies to every aspect of business. So I started off my tech career with AT&T and Comcast installing cable, and it was great for the time to get some tech experience in your belt. But I very quickly got bored of it. I was like, what can I do to be better? So I started running to contract work. Um, but before I got into that contract work, I actually attended a school, a technical school that which got me my A plus, Net plus, Security plus certifications. Also, some good guidelines as to getting towards my CCNA. And then with that, I started to look for contract work, working for Staples, Comcast, Outback Steakhouse, Yum Brands, which includes Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut. Started doing contract IT work for them, going to their locations, repairing their registers, installing new stores, running new equipment, and the pay was great. I'm not gonna lie, but I got bored with it. I was like, well, what can I do to be better? So I decided to go a little bit of a different avenue. I took my experience because I did a lot. I did nearly like 1,000 contracts with Comcast at this time. So I decided, you know what? Let me step back a little bit and pivot into network engineering and traditional. So I became a network engineer for Comcast. Did that for about a year. Quickly went from being a tier two technician all the way to being a mid-level engineer. Not I wasn't even not really by the company's choice. It was really out of necessity because people started to come towards me. Oh, I saw you fix this issue earlier. How did you do it? And these are like mid to senior level engineers coming to me. Uh, because I always have the attitude of what can I do to fix the issue as efficient as possible. And I took that attitude and I took that job by storm. I was still a mid-level tech by in this way, but because I had this drive and this passion, I started to get access that maybe even the managers didn't even know because I got tired of waiting an hour to fix an issue when I knew how to fix it myself. So I had some buddies to help me get me some top level access, and I was just banging things out left and right. Well, eventually, corporate level came in and saw what I was doing, And instead of firing me because I was illegally having given access to things, they decided to give me a job opportunity to move to a completely different state, and they wanted it done ASAP. And most people are like, well, blah 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 blah. I don't want to move. Well, you know what? You do what you got to do. So I took that job. I got that salary increase, but as soon as I moved up here to Chicago, I found an even higher paying job, paying me nearly 80% more than what I was getting paid, and that's when I started to get into the six-figure salary range. And then that's when I really realized, man, like there's so many more opportunities out there for me. And while you know, I while I was in that job, again, I started thinking worse. Like, what else can I do to increase my income and make more money? And then that's when I one day I turned I was like, I remember in Florida where I initially signed up for Uber and Lyft. Let me just give it a try and see. So I downloaded the app. I had to create a new account, whatever. But I logged in and I realized like where the hell I was. I was like, holy crap! Like I was in the middle of the hottest zone in the city, and it makes sense because of where I live currently. So, you know, I was like, wow, okay, yeah. Obviously, I couldn't do any rides in the Mustang, which I probably would have if I was allowed to, but it's two doors instead of four, so I made the leap and get into the odd A7, and I immediately started to do. I went right from that to doing Lux and Lux Black, and it was great. Um, I was still new to the game. I was did a lot of experimenting. I didn't really like all the downtime. So I wanted to try to do something more consistent. That's when I got into the Subaru Ascent, and it's just again just rapidly switching between vehicles, trying to master my game, and here I am today. Now doing ride sharing full time in a Porsche Cayenne. Just this morning I did 5 black rides. Great money for only an hour and a half. It was outstanding. And then also on top of that, when there's downtime, I have a Tesla rental, which I use to do the more bulk rides and when black rides aren't in demand. And through that, I've been able to consistently pull $2,000 to $3,000 a week during the slow season. I'm having to put in a shitload more hours, but you know what? I'm doing what I got to do to get by because I know uh, once St. Patrick's Day comes by, man, it's gonna be nothing but this bad boy here making me big racks. And then once I get some other credentials and stuff, then I'm gonna start leasing a Navigator or an Escalade, and it's just gonna be to the moon from there. Now you're thinking, well, you're not talking like any of the other drivers out there. Like why are you so full into this? Like why? There's just no money to be made. There is money to be made. It's just that most people aren't willing to do what it takes to get that money. Yes, times are rough right now, but there's still money to be made. Do I enjoy having to work 10 to 12 hours a day to make enough income to pay for my luxury apartment and my Porsche and all that other stuff? No. But I'm doing what it takes because I know that in the next couple of months, I won't have to work like that anymore. I can go back to working only 4 to 6 hours a day and still make $3,000 to $4,000 a week. So, and for me, it's like, oh, everyone's trying to get out of the rideshare game. Well, you know what? If I really wanted to, I could just easily just go back into it. Like, literally, I can turn on my button on LinkedIn and say I'm available, and I can get a job by Monday. And it's Thursday right now. So, like, I just want you guys to understand that for the people that are watching this, like, there is plenty of money to be made. You just have to have the right tools, the right knowledge and willing to do whatever it takes to get that money. And, you know, and for the people that are really serious about that, they contact me on Discord, and I provide them with a private class and show them all the specific details on what they need to do. Um, and if they're not in an area that ride sharing is not going to work for them, I tell them, hey, straight up, it's not going to work where you're at, but these are the areas where you can go and make money, or you can do some other things. But I there's plenty of money to be made doing ride sharing. Um, but it's just like anything else. It's rapidly evolving. And if you're not willing to always pivot and adjust and maneuver, then yeah, maybe ride sharing isn't for you. But if you really want to do whatever it takes and be able to drive nice cars like this and live in a luxury apartment and live a life that you never thought you would, honestly, if someone asked me 3 years ago if I would be driving a Porsche living in the middle of downtown Chicago, driving millionaires and billionaires, they'd be like, no way, that's like that's not even possible. But yet here I am, and I'm willing to share it with you all. All the secrets and methods that I can do. For all of you who don't know, I do provide a private lesson, which includes which for $100, which includes a 1 hour Discord video call, which would be recorded and uploaded to a private YouTube video where only you will have the link so that you can refer to it later. And then what I will do before we start the session is I will grab all the initial data, where you live, what's your income, what's your situation, and I will give you guidance to get to the point where you can do these things. But again, depending on where you live and all that, you might not like what I gotta say, and if you're not able or willing to relocate, then it's ride sharing isn't for you. But anyways, this is the backstory of my past and why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm to put it simply, I'm making 80% more doing this than I was as a network engineer. So, that just shows you, like, it's out there. Like, don't listen to all these people that say there's no money. There is money. You just have to do whatever it takes to get that money. Anyways, if you have any questions, or you're interested in that private Discord lesson, just send me a comment. I'll give you my Discord username, and then we can talk things further. Or otherwise, if you have any other general concepts or tips, I'd be happy to share with you everything that is that I would consider to be publicly available. Otherwise, yeah, thank you, and hopefully you guys get a better understanding of me and why I act the way I do.